Hello, everyone, and welcome to the KKRLA Season 3 opener. Week 1, Game 1 here on a Monday where we see the Musical Strikers at home taking on one of the new teams to appear in the KKRLA for Season 3, the Crimson Knights. Currently, the Musical Strikers in the preseason are currently ranked number 1 overall.
Yes.
And the Crimson Knights, if we look at their net ranking, they're currently number 15. Now, it could be technically wrong. You can't assume that all these new teams are the worst. It's just that I can't put them in the rankings just yet. I have to wait for their first game till I'm going to start. So if you hear at the 13, 14, or 15, or 16, don't worry about it. Because there's a good chance that one of these teams might have better percentile than the Kina Gamers last season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, before we do start, Alex would like to present us a Bible verse before we continue, so without that, go ahead.
Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength.
And you don't want to know the countless times I've heard any sports person or star or whatever say that. All right, and I forgot to do the main thing that I always have to do. I forgot to open up a YouTube studio on my computer with the live streaming thing, so that's gonna be a bit of a fun. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I hope I spelled crimson right because it looks wrong.
Imagine you just spelled crime. Crimeson.
I swear. Gosh darn it.
You spelled it wrong.
No, I didn't spell it wrong. It's just that,
Technical difficulties.
Google does not... Are we for real? I'm so done.
What happened?
Whenever I try to go into, like, the YouTube Creator Studio, you wanna know what happens?
What happens?
It says that I'm not signed in, but it doesn't matter at this point. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's go ahead and get the first game started of the season. The Musical Strikers here, hoping to keep their number 1 preseason ranking by beating the new team, the Crimson Knights. We don't know what to expect from the Crimson Knights exactly, but they're hoping to make a major upset. Let's go ahead and get started.
Let's get ready to rumble! And here we go, first game of Season 3. High hopes for everyone.
And the first tip is going to go over on the Crimson Knights side with the Musical Strikers hoping to make some big advancements. And with their very large advancement and it's the first goal for the Musical Strikers. Now, here's one thing that I might do every Sunday. I might upload a video where it's like, hey, this is the game, and this has been the week 1, and this is it condensed. All the goals, maybe some saves, who knows. Here goes the second tip for the Musical Strikers to once again win that tip. If we recall back to the postseason of the Musical Strikers, they didn't win that many tips. Crimson Knights looking for a long shot. Barely off the crossbar. And it's going to be Stinger from the Crimson Knights hitting that one in there.
Oh, I think we forgot to name our players, Zane.
Alright, let's go ahead and name them. On the Musical Strikers, it's Rainmaker, Mitty, Goose, and Hollywood.
And for the Crimson Knights, we have Stinger, Myrtle, Roundhouse, and Casper.
Love to hear from you. And the Crimson Knights will win the first tip, trying to get a good shot off. Hits off the crossbar. I'm having some latency, so that's nice. Hollywood's going to try to get some advancements for their team. And there's our first demolition of the game. And it's going to be Goose hitting it all the way from the right side to grab a goal. I guess what truthfully put a stop to that was, I think Hollywood maybe not Hollywood, but Mitty sacrificing themselves to keep, who was that, Myrtle from hitting the ball. Great sacrifice. for the Musical Strikers, I guess, if we want to put it that way, but that sounds absolutely terrible out of context.
Rest in peace, Myrtle.
And no, Middy's still alive. Don't worry. Back there.
Rainmaker with the open shot.
Myrtle's going to push it away straight, and Rainmaker is going to grab the possession once again. Stinger will hit it off the wall.
Looks like that was a roundhouse with the ball here.
Goose will hit it away from the Crimson Knights to try and get some advancements here. The ball's up in the air after it runs off of Casper's roof. Goose trying to find a shot. Roundhouse will save it. That ball is straight up in the air. Alex, do you want your 1 minute?
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead. At 3:15, I will come back. And here's your 1 minute. Alex!
Well, it looks like both of these teams are really... both of these teams' players are really expecting a lot this season, especially because we have some new teams in the house, the Crimson Knights, and plus we have the first game being against a new team. It looks like the new team is doing kind of well as we expected. But also, I have to quickly let y'all know that my newest album is out, The Sons of Music. It is out in Zane's channel. You can go check it out.
He goes under Mr. Funk now.
And it's aka Mr. Funk. Looks like the ball's going to the Musical Strikers side. Open shot, couldn't take it. Blocked right here.
And now I'm
Looks
back.
like it's coming.
Goose really putting up the offensive effort to try and get that ball making its way. Goose with 194 score. Looking for a lot for it. Rainmaker with another nice save. Rainmaker putting up some good defensive efforts.
For real though.
And I can't wait for you, ladies and gentlemen, in May to see what the tournament layout is like. It's going to be completely different from the natural preseason and then other teams' formula we've been running with for 2 seasons. What?
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
Is the loser bracket back?
No. I'm trying to take a more realistic turn into the way I run the tournament. And as you know, I don't know a lot of sports that realistically have loser brackets. Middy keeping that ball up in the air. Trying to get a shot off. Hollywood! Putting that in. One second off the 1 minute clock. Hollywood saw it bounce off a roundhouse and just decided to take the shot. Good shot by Hollywood. Assist by Middy. Here's 3-1. 59 seconds. 5th tip. Alex.
Well, looks like this game is none other than the good game, but looks like the Musical Strikers are really going harsh.
Honestly, I think that was a lot of miscommunication between Casper and Roundhouse. Roundhouse tried to save it. Casper, they couldn't decide who got the ball, so that really just rolled over there and potentially could have been an own goal if Roundhouse didn't give it that little bump.
Yeah.
Which would have been unfortunate. This is the Crimson Knights' first appearance ever in the KKRLA, and it doesn't look like they're making much of an impact. The only way that I determined their net rankings is that I did a round robin with every single team. Casper looking to get a shot. Rainmaker just sets it off.
Out in Newton.
Crimson Knights looking for their next shot. They'll get it in there as Casper takes it down. And we remember how terribly detrimental Casper was in the preseason. Or not preseason, but postseason for the Musical Strikers. We can't forget that.
Alright, here we go.
And with the 7th tip coming up, Crimson Knights will try to get their final shot off if they can. Stinger will send it for a shot. That was pretty nice.
Oh!
But unfortunate that time just ran out, making this game 4-3. Crimson Knights looking like they could be a potential comeback team if need be. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the game. Musical Strikers winning their first game of the season just to make sure that their number one might stick with them, depending on the other team's goals. And something else to mention, the top 6 teams will have their number shown instead of the top 5. It's a bit of a change, but it is worth it. And well, ladies and gentlemen, let's just, Alex, do you want to say anything?
Oh, sorry. What were we saying?
Do you want to say anything before we go into the after game talk?
No, there's nothing to say.
All right, well, let's go ahead and go to the after game talk with your host, Sokina.
Your co-host, Alex.
Yep, there it is. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the after game talk with your host, Sokina.
And your co-host, Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was just the first game that we have seen from the season. A lot more to come. And speaking of, last season's first game ended out with that exact score, 4-3.
Yeah, for a second I thought they were gonna have enough time to score.
yeah, pull off what Keenan Gamers couldn't. But that would have been insane. But they didn't have enough time as that shot was a floater. It's a floater. But ladies and gentlemen, let's just go ahead and get into the offense, defense of both teams. Let's go ahead and get into the winning team's offense. Personally, Alex, how do you feel about the Musical Strikers offense?
The Musical Strikers offense played incredible this game. Good start off for their first game of this season. And I would say they did pretty amazingly. And the offense played, they just played
Now,
amazingly.
personally, I could agree with that. To be a number 1 ranked team and to win your first game just says like that should basically be a gimme.
We will never.
They played
forget
pretty
what happened.
well, setting the nail in the coffin. Then their defense just really started to flow down at the end, but I can't talk about that yet. I can't talk about that yet. But they did play very well, taking every chance that they got, and yeah. So, Alex, personally, how do you feel about the Musical Strikers defense?
I feel kind of disappointed to say the least, because they really put up a kind of a bad defense. Because they did play amazingly at the beginning, but then it kind of started to slip off, and then like almost the Crimson Knights kind of catched up there, but they managed to get hit with the time.
All right, well, we love to hear from you. I was about to say, like, what do you mean their defense didn't play well? I was just saying that they were making some incredible saves. With
I mean, they did, but
I mean, yes, at the start, most of their saves were pretty nice. I don't really have much else to say, but let's go ahead and get into the Crimson Knights offense. At the start, I would say they played pretty poorly, but they're a new team, a new corporation playing against teams they realistically have never played against ever before. So this is going to be a new moment for them. But sad loss for the Crimson Knights, as their rank is probably going to stay down there. Well, it's not truthfully their rank, but it is their net ranking. They are number 15 overall in net ranking, so I guess that could be pretty nice for them, depending however you want to put it. I don't know why I'm saying if it's nice, but their offense started to really pick up near the end of the game, as we saw it was the comeback that never happened, basically, where they got 2 goals in the matter of, per se, 50 seconds? 40? I don't remember, but Alex, what is your overview of the Crimson Knights offense?
The Crimson Knights offense played kind of poorly at the start, but then they started picking up at probably last second, which is something we see most teams do in season 2. But they did play incredible as their offense. I mean, kind of half and half here, but they played incredible for their first match.
All right, well, we love to hear it from you, Alex. Let's and truthfully, it isn't their first exact match. It's just their first, how do I put this?
Appearance.
Televised match. Because for me to determine their rankings 13 through 16, I had to put them all through a round robin. That's what I was trying to explain during the match. I had to put them all through a round robin, and whoever came out on top was going to be 13. Whoever came out on the bottom was going to be 16, and the Crimson Knights obviously were second worst. According to their net ranking, at least. But if you were able to see the games, I don't think the Crimson Knights played that poorly. As I think they were able to get off one win within that little 3-game thing. But that's just something that's irrelevant. Let's go ahead and get into the Crimson Knights defense. Now, personally, I think that the Crimson Knights defense played poorly as they let a lot of goals slip through. Some miscommunication near the last couple of minutes. And it was just not what you want to see out of a new team. Alex, what's your overview of the Crimson Knights defense?
The Crimson Knights defense played poorly for their basically first appearance. They kind of let out a lot of goals and a lot of openings for the Musical Strikers to strike. And Musical Strikers. But anyways, I hope we see them play better than the next.
All right, well, we love to hear from you, Alex. And, well, thank you, everyone, for watching the first game of the KKRLA Season 3. We hope to see you tomorrow, where I actually don't have the schedule with me, as
I can pull it up. I can pull it up right now.
As YouTube, truthfully, doesn't like me. Maybe I can pull it up here.
I can pull it up.
No, 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 I can pull it up.
It's the Song Mixers versus the Cuckoos of Shea. I'm pretty sure the Cuckoos of Shea are ranked number 3, and I don't remember the Song Mixers. I could go look at their net ranking.
All right.
The Song Mixers net ranking is currently number 8. So, well, without that, ladies and gentlemen,
Hold on.
I'm holding.
Foreshadowing this day, next week, we will have Keener Producers versus the Beat Tapes.
Woo!
Woo!
And don't forget, week A is the rivalry week where we'll see all the rivals play against each other. Let me go ahead and name them off. It's the Keener Club versus the Cuckoos of Shea, known as the Backhand Rivalry. And then it's the Non-Beaters versus the Beat Tapes on the Beats Rivalry. Then it's the Sokina Producers versus the Song Mixers on the Production Rivalry. Then it's the Dafts versus the Mouses on the Artists Rivalry.
Yep.
And then it's the SKNA Records versus Kina Records on the Records Rivalry. Kina Gamers versus the 8-Bit Legends on the Gaming Rivalry. Then it's the Musical Strikers versus the Third Strikers, the most, personally, my favorite rivalry, the Blue Blood Rivalry. And then the Crimson Knights versus the Crusaders, the Battleground Rivalry.
I was hoping kind of for the Strikers rivalry.
Both of you teams are blue, so it only made sense to do a Blue Blood rivalry.
I'm blue, about it.
Yeah. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Alex, is there anything you want to say before we go?
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
We're back!
We are
right,
back!
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, that's one of his new songs on the album. All right, bye. We are back. Breaking up.